Howdy, my tornado wranglers. We're going to be talking about Twister. Now, this is a movie that nobody knows exactly what it is. Is it a prequel? Is it a sequel? Is it a reboot? What is it? Well, I can definitely confirm to you that it is a reboot slash standalone little movie. This movie has no connections to that original movie. This movie stands alone as its own little entity, and I had a lot of fun with this movie. The movie stars Glen Powell as a tornado wrangler who wrangles up tornadoes with his crew for his YouTube channel, and all while in the crossfires, he meets Daisy Edgar Jones's character, who's going through her little traumatic event where she lost her boyfriend and her crew trying to catch a tornado, and that kicks off our little movie. The thing that I really enjoyed about this is the fact that these are characters that you actually give a shit about, because when it comes down to natural disaster movies where you have to suspend your disbelief a little, especially with a lot of things being thrown at you and characters surviving these events in the most near death experience kind of ways. You want to be able to have those characters that you want to be able to latch on, and that's exactly what you get with these characters. You get where Daisy Jones's character is coming from. She lost her boyfriend, her group, and now she has moved away from that life. She is starting over. That is until she gets wrangled up by her friend who was there on the event, played by Anthony Ramos, in order for him to get her help trying to catch these tornadoes for his own personal gain. And then when it comes to Glen Powell, his character took a little while for you to actually care about, because he comes on as this cocky and arrogant guy. But once you peel off the layers of who his character is, what his motivations are, and how he interacts with his friends, that is where the movie sucks you in and really gets you cared about these characters. So that once we get to those tornado sequences where you don't know who's going to live, who's going to die, you actually have some stakes here and there, even though it goes in the most bombastic kind of ways. Daisy Edgar Jones and Glen Powell are both charismatic as all fuck. They have wonderful chemistry, and I really enjoyed seeing them on screen because they just light up the place. I really love Daisy Edgar Jones from this little show on Hulu called Normal People. That is where I first found her, and seeing her career progress from that show into here, she is charismatic, she is wonderful, she gives it her all. And just seeing the banter she has, not only just with Glen Powell, but with Anthony Ramos, whenever we get those moments, they actually worked for me. You do have to suspend your disbelief a little bit too much in here, because it is a bombastic movie. If you're going into this movie expecting realism, you're going to be severely disappointed, because it is far from that. If you're looking for a movie where you're just wanting to see some fun tornado sequences, you want to see things get destroyed, you want to see the aftermath of what happens when a tornado strikes, you're going to have a lot of fun with this movie, because it is a 2 hour movie that flies by. There is not a single dull moment in here. You actually care about the characters. You see where the emotional heartbeat of this movie is when we see the aftermath of what happens with a tornado. You don't want to see anybody really suffer the consequences of what happens. You just want to be able to make sure everybody get out alive, and that is where this movie actually succeeds for me. And the thing that separates this movie from that original film is that we don't get a lot of connective tissues to that movie. It really is its own little standalone movie. You can call it a reboot. I think it stands alone as its own movie, because you don't have any callbacks to the original movie. You only have one blink and you'll miss it Easter egg to that original movie, and you'll go into this movie not seeing the first movie, but at the same time you won't be lost, because you can go into this movie not had seen that original film. It knows exactly what it is. It's not trying to be Shakespeare. It's not trying to win the Oscar for Best Picture of the Year, but it is a fun turn off your brain kind of movie. You go into it with your bucket of corn, your drink of choice, and you have a lot of fun with this movie, because it's everything that I wanted this movie to be. Overall, I'm going to go ahead and give Twisters a 7 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. If you're looking to kill for 2 hours before Deadpool and Wolverine comes out in theaters next week, this is the fun movie to go see on the biggest screen possible, because the effects, the sound design of these tornadoes, everything that goes down, it's a lot of fun. run out to the theaters and go check it out because you're going to come out with a big smile on your face. But those are my thoughts on Twisters. Have you guys checked it out? Are you planning on checking it out? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know. Are you a big fan of the first Twister?